Hey, 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 thanks for stopping by. Just starting a show after the Scotch for Dummies. Thanks for giving me a shout out before you guys were done. Put the volume down, so I think we'll be okay. Looks like the audio is good. Hope you guys had fun on the show. The old Pulteney 21, man, that's got me pretty envious. I'd love to get my hands on that bottle. They actually, I did see it at a local store, so I might have to take a little look at that and pull the trigger, but we'll see how it goes. Gonna start off with I warmed up with the Springbank 10 standard great dram, just a good warm up. Good to see you, Tamar and Swami and Drew. Thanks for hanging out. Going to do the Glenmorangie Legends Collection. It's the Duthac. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly, but you know, please bear in mind I don't speak Scottish Gaelic, but I try my hardest. It's a travel retail exclusive. 43% ABV, and most likely chill filtered and colored, though. That's the only downfall. But good friend Paul, cheers. Thanks so much for letting me have a little go at this. And I looked at your notes, Paul, and sounds really nice. I didn't go read too much detail because I like to have my own experience and not have it influence too much. But you do always have really great notes, and people should check you out on Distiller when they get a chance. But it's ABV. I wish was a little higher, but I've had some really good 43% drams before, so it's not the be all end all. Not going to put any water on it right away by any means. Going to do it neat. Let me know what you guys are drinking in the comments. Thanks, Hokie, for sticking around. I know it's early or late, well, early/late your time in Germany, and I know you're not drinking anything, but hopefully you'll catch up when you get off work tomorrow or whatever. I think it's morning for you, so you'll be going into work maybe unless you're off today. Maybe you'll have an early breakfast strand. I recommend the Lagavulin 8 or the Ardbeg Perpetuum for that. Can't go wrong. Oh my, that is a really good nose. It's funny because looking at some of the notes, Paul, I noticed that you were leaning towards a dark, sweet kind of a dram, like a Auchentoshan 3-wood kind of experience, and that's where I'm thinking that this might go, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You definitely have to be in the mood for a sweeter dram if that's the case. Just off the nose alone, I mean, you get the honey, you get some dark spices like brown sugar, maybe some citrus, some light citrus too, like some lemon. I haven't let this sit out long enough, but we'll let it sit out a little bit. Hopefully, you guys are having a good time. Santa Cruz says the Bunnahabhain 12 is good, the price good here. I was lucky enough to find it at one place that's local to me. They wanted I mean, no joke, like $75, $80 for the 12-year. And I was like, that's a bit high. And same thing for Springbank 10. It's a great dram, but man, $70, $80 is a little steep, but it is quality. And you're not paying for a package, which is, always a good thing too. But the 18 I actually found local at a different store for, I think it was around 120, which for 18-year whiskey is pretty darn cheap. It's the same place that I saw the Hazel Pulteney 21, so I'll have to do a drive-by and see. Good for Everwind. I'm going to be meeting with tomorrow to give him his old Pulteney 17 that we found there. I'm surprised they had one bottle of that left. I might have to talk him into giving me a sample on the side because I haven't had the old Pulteney 17, just the 12. The 12 was okay. I mean, it wasn't like a bad dram. It just did not knock my socks off, but it's hard for a 12-year-old to do that. But I am interested. I've heard really good things about the 17. And hey, good to see you, Lee. I'll be having your Tomatin 18 after this one, starting off with the Glenmorangie Duthac from Paul. And I think you might have had this one. Let's take a quick look and see if You've already wrote notes up here. I know Scott and Paul's had it. Prene's had it. It's all rated fairly decent. Oh, you did. You gave it 3 out of 5, specifically 3.5 to 3.75. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So that sounds like I'm in for a little bit of a treat. I was talking about some of the notes earlier on the nose, and it's gotten a little better as it sits out, oxidizes a little bit. It's rounding itself out to be not such a one-note sweet dram. It's got some other floor properties going on in there, which is a good thing for me. It's nicely balanced. I'm surprised it's as good as it is for 43% ABV. I will say that. Not what I expected. Not bad, but not what I expected. From the nose, I thought I was going to have a little more of the rich, because I got brown sugar and some toffee and caramel notes on it. It's there, but it's very subtle on the palate. Probably because it is a lower ABV, maybe. I'm gonna add just like I'm talking a couple drops, nothing major, just a couple drops to maybe bring a little bit out of it. The only thing that scares me about putting anything on here is that if I can get a little spoonful, a couple drops. Sometimes it brings more of the grassy, herbal things out, which I'm not. I mean, I can appreciate. I'm not real big on that, but it does bring out the complexity, and that's what we're looking for most of the time. So Lee says he expected a bit more from the Tomatin 18. Yeah, I remember. I think you were talking about that in a different review of a Tomatin, and that they're kind of a tough one to get my mind around. I started off with the Decades, which is pretty good. I might have overplayed my hand with my rating. I know I gave it a 5, which is the highest, and it is complex. I think it is up there with complexity of like a Black Arts even, but some of the notes I'm not really sure if I really enjoyed as much as some of the other ones. The basil was so strong to me in the end and the finish, but I guess I was factoring in the complexity, even though I didn't enjoy all of the notes I was getting out of it. It's kind of when you're reviewing, it's kind of a hard thing to do. You got to be, big picture and right about what you like too. So it's kind of a dual thing you kind of fight with yourself over, I guess. Just reading some of the comments here. Lucky Bear says Lee probably more like a lower tier 18, like the Glenmorangie, some degree. Aaron 18, yeah. Yeah, I remember having a Glenmorangie at the expo when I was visiting with the Scotch for Dummies, and it's okay. I wasn't blown away, and for 18, you would think it would be more. But the good thing about the Glenmorangie 18 that I can't really dispute is the price is really good. So, is it worth it? I'd say it is. You might not blow your socks off as maybe other 18-year-old whiskeys would, but are you getting what you're paying for? And I think that's where some of the importance you have to factor in as well. Let's go back to the wow. I just glanced over and wrote, and I know Paul wrote that he thought it was as good as the La Santa. Not as good as the Quinta Raban, which I had not tried. I had the La Santa. It's a 43% new one, which is better balanced. They had a 46 before, and they had a lot of problems with the sherry casks. I know of the La Santa. The one I have had is a 12-year statement as well, which I think is different than the old one. I think it was just a NAS. That La Santa 12, the new one, the 43% is damn good. This, compared to that, I think I would go with the La Santa 12. That's just me. I don't like the Glenmorangie 10 original. It's not for me, but that La Santa I thought was actually pretty good. It's only 2 Glenmorangies next to this one I think I've had. This is good. I think I put it between though. Paul was talking about he's getting pecans. I'm getting hazelnuts mostly. I'm not looking into all the notes, but definitely get really good hazelnut notes. The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm enjoying it. It's not just because of the alcohol. I think this is a dram that grows on you. I'm not sure what the price point is. He said he got it for $80 for a full liter, which is that's a damn good price for a full liter. It's travel retail only. You can't get this just anywhere, which makes it tough. If I was an international traveler, I would definitely pick this up though. Finish is good, but it's medium to short. It's not necessarily dry, but it's I'm not sure how pleasant I would describe it. That's the only thing about this one. Swami says he only likes the Glenmorangie Quinta Raban. Yeah, I've got to try that one. I heard that one has the heavy hazelnut notes on it. Probably similar to this one, maybe even more so, which I like the heavier taste. If it's peat or if it's sherry, whatever it may be, I like the stronger tasting things. So the Quinta Raban, if it's kind of this on steroids, I probably will enjoy it even more. I'm interested in taking a look at it. Everyone says Glenmorangie 18 is okay, but I'm not in a rush to buy a new bottle when this runs out. Yeah, that's a tough thing about it. I had the Signet actually before too, and that was to me overpriced. $200, just for what you can get for $200 in a different dram. Like if you went with the Glendronach or something like that. Signet's not bad. I did enjoy the coffee and the chocolate and other notes on it, but the roast, is a nice aspect of it, but is it worth the difference? If it was $150, I think I would be all over it more often because for $150 you can get an Old Pulteney 21. I've heard that's like the bee's knees right now, so I'll have to see. Swami says get some Ben Nevis heavy notes. Funny that you mentioned it, Mr. Swami, because right here I have an unopened bottle of the Ben Nevis tint that I am eager to pop open, that I got from my buddies Lee, Paul, Prene, Scott. See, I gotta make sure I count them all. Lee, Prene, Scott, and Paul. That's a bottle that we're going to be approaching together on our journey through Scotland, and it's not a dram for beginners. Nothing light about it. That sounds like it's right up my alley. I like a strong taste, and I think Leo appreciate it. I know he's more of a peat guy, but I don't think there's going to be any peat with that. But we'll see. Hoagie says I got the older bottle of the Ben Nevis. Good. And it's funny, Lee, I just gave you the tip on the Lefroy Carriages 2014 Amontillado cask, and I got that at the same place I found that Ben Nevis tin. So this tequila place, of all places that I found all these weird bottles of scotch at in California, they do ship. It's been a lifesaver. I don't want to give out the address just yet because there might be some other things that we might want to partake before others get their hands on it. I hate to be greedy, but it's really hard to, you got to get what you can get before you release the goods. And I gave Lee the heads up because I already had a bottle of that Lefroy Carriages 2014. Lee, I would sincerely think that they would ship to VA even more so than Maryland, because Maryland's got some strange county laws when it comes to shipping. So if they'll do it here, I am 99% sure. And if you go to their website, I think they have to. You know what I did? I called them. And I just said, hey, do you guys ship to Maryland? I just straight up, I just want to make sure you guys will ship this bottle to Maryland. And they said, sure. So I don't think it's going to be a tough one. Swami says, prepare for Sulphur City. And I like sulfur. I know some people get turned off by sulfur, but like the Bowmore 15 Darkest is a heavy sulfur dram. I've had other ones that are similar to that, and I like the sulfur, so I can appreciate it. If if it's just all sulfur, that might be a little tough. But if it's if it's got other things going on that makes it a real balanced still, then I'm all for it. Hogan did a review on the old stuff a year ago. Oh, really? Oh, Swami's saying he did a review on it. I'll have to take a look at that review, Swami. I don't think I've seen you do one. And I apologize, I haven't looked through your entire catalog on some things. I probably need to catch up with you on what your thoughts are on some drams that, even the ones I've already had, it's always good to get a second appreciation for something if you miss, a note here and there. So that's good. Well, we're going to finish this off. And we're going to head over to the Tomatin 18 from Lee. Thank you, Lee, also for sharing that 46% ABV. Sounds perfecto. I know you weren't thrilled by it as you wanted to be, but we'll try, Yeah, this one definitely grows on you. The palate gets better with time. The nose was consistently decent. And the finish, it definitely is honey forward and toffee sweet, and that's the thing, is you got to be in the mood for a sweet dram. And I like this one. It's good. Probably if I was going to rate it out of 5, I'd probably give it a 3.5. I think it's a good number. Well, let's get a new glass. Sorry about reaching over, you guys. And we'll pour this and chat a little bit about this one. If you bring me some empty sample bottles, I will get you some GS15 and OP17. Ah, I will do that, Chris. I've got some empty ones just right over to my right. You can't see over here. And I will definitely take you up on that. And I won't charge you the full 130 that the OP17 was. I'll knock, 10, 20 bucks off, whatever you think's fair. And I appreciate your time and generosity with that. Too bad I missed the Ardbeg. Would love to have a bottle for Hoagie. Yeah, Hoagie, I would send you a sample of the Ardbeg. The only thing that makes me hesitant about that is the overseas shipping thing is really kind of something you don't want to typically get involved with. So that's a toughie, man. If you are ever in America, and if I can, slap my hand to not pour it all, I would definitely love for you to stop by Maryland and share the collection with you and have a good old time. And, that'd be fun. Where's a good place to pick up sample bottles from Santa Cruz? I got mine from Amazon. I'll show you what they look like. We all use the same kind of thing. They're 2-ounce bottles. I prefer the ones that are clear, and I unfortunately bought all the ones that are dark. The reason why I first went with the dark ones is because, of course, you don't want the sunlight to affect it. But, I mean, they're not really getting hit by the sun and shipping and all that. So it's kind of, pointless to do the darkened ones. I like being able to see what's inside it. It's just kind of a psychological thing. Look for food grade 2-ounce bottles on Amazon, and I think the last place I got them, let me just for a favor, let me look it up for you real fast and see if I can. Exactly what I got. I think I'm already signed in, so this should be easier than I expected it to be. I'll just go through my old orders and see the actual name. I got 2 of the lab stock LB, that's Lima Bravo 165-2 Boston round bottles, 2 ounces. I got a pack of 12 for $12. It's not a bad price. They're sold by Greenals, Greenals, and I got them back in October, so hopefully you'll have an easy time. Oh, you said don't send me a sample. Wasn't trying to ask for it. Could probably get one where I live. I'm talking about a whole bottle on this. Yeah, no, I understand, man. I had to get mine off of the Scotch whiskey auctions is how I got mine. And it wasn't cheap. It was like 200 and after all the taxes and the fees, it was probably 260 pounds. So we're talking like 300 and something dollars. It was not cheap. Is it worth it though? I mean, that's a damn good dram. The Ardbeg is nothing to say no to. Lee hasn't popped that. I think he's got a sample I gave him, and I think he's going to be well happy when he pops that open. But hopefully, I wish you luck, Koki. I know you're in a better shape for getting rare stuff there in Europe than we are. So even though it might be hard to find still, I think you'll have a better shot at it. For Americans, we just have to go by the auctions. I think when anything that's older than like 4 years old, if it was like a 2013 Festival or a day, like a special day, like Ardbeg Day or something, it's just tough to find a lot of that stuff unless it's within a few years, seems like. Lee says, no issues with Scotch whiskey auctions. I've been lurking on those shipping costs, though. Yeah, that's true, man. It's not cheap. They when it's all said and done, actually, it was so funny that I calculated everything on my phone so that if I ever had to go back and know what it really costs for the shipping, I actually jotted it down. So I'll do you a favor and share what I saw. 1 second here. I hope I still have it on here. I think I do. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So the buyer's premium is 10%. The loss and break insurance, which I don't think is negotiable, I think you have to have, is 3%. And then you add 70 pounds for delivery. And then on top of that, you do 2% for the PayPal if you use PayPal like I did. So it's 13% add to the final, auction cost, 70 pounds on top of that, and then do a 2% total for PayPal. That'll give you the actual pounds that you're going to be charged for the dealing with them. Only did it once. They had a really nice crate they sent it in. It was wooden. It was very well shipped. No issues on the box. It was pristine. It was actually folded down, so there wasn't any creases or anything weird with it. They folded the box down. They put the bottle in there. Professionally done, so you do get what you pay for when it comes to this stuff. But I could tell that's more for people that are collecting and not drinking. But it'd be a shame not to drink that whiskey. It's so damn good. Yeah, the Ardbeg Tomar is what I'm referring to. Lisa says, wow, that's the only place I've seen the 2013 Port Carriges, and that's a bottle, man. If you are interested, Lee, I'd go in on half on one with you if you plan on drinking it. I know sometimes people like to just collect, but I would love to taste it. I've never had a chance to taste that Portwood Carriages 2013. That's on my bucket list. I'd go half in on you for that one, maybe, if you're feeling like you want to try it. Sorry I didn't pour this earlier. I talked too much. But that's part of the fun. Sit for a bit, 18 years, man. Whew. That's got to be a winner. I know you weren't enthused, Lee, but let's take a look at some of the notes on it while we're letting it stew. Tomatin 18. And see what we get. They gave it an 88 for the expert review. That's always interesting how they come up with some of their numbers. Sometimes I agree and sometimes I completely disagree with those. It's just like anything else. Let's see if yeah, you gave it 3.5. Wow, for an 18-year-old, I'm surprised because I know you're a Tomatin fan. Let me know, Lee, what your favorite Tomatin was that you've had. Out of all the ones that you've had, or a few of the ones that you like. I know you said you were a Tomatin fan. I'm just wondering what made you one, because I don't think you were big on the cast strength one or the 12 or the 18. So I'm wondering if you had one that really stood out as being outstanding. Tomatin really needs time in the glass, in my experience. Lots of water too. Yeah, Everwind, I wouldn't disagree with you. It's a 46. I usually, if it's 46 though, I'm gonna respect it and go neat, just as a dive in. But I'm not disputing you. I'll probably definitely add a few drops afterward, just letting it air a bit. Santa Cruz's live stream with friends is 100 times better than watching TV for sure. Yeah, I hear you. Cheers, Santa. That's definitely why I do it. I got the idea from Foodquig that does the after show for the Scotch Test Dummies. If you guys haven't watched them, just like the Scotch for Dummies, a good show. Completely different, as we all are, which makes it interesting to watch each one. And it seemed like it was fun, even though all he was pretty much doing was sitting there and drinking whiskey and talking to his friends. Can't go wrong with it. Toss up the 12-year French oak and the 14 port fish. 14 port finish were both really good. That's the Tomatin, I guess he's referring to. 12-year-old French oak. Wow, that's pretty specific. I don't think I've seen it in 14 port finish. I don't know if I've seen that either. I'll have to take a look. This one new place I found local to me, well, it's in Ellicott City, has some really good selection. So maybe they'll have one or two or both. I'll have to take a look. Yeah, I have to say, the nose right out of the gate, yeah, I don't prefer it over the Duthac, but I can tell that it is more complex though. And I shouldn't say that too quickly because it definitely grows the more you get in there. 12-year oak, French oak was U.S. only for bourbon fans there. Oh, yeah. I am not a big bourbon fan, so I'm not sure if I'd be into it as much as you are, Lee. But I definitely give it a try. It's got some sweetness in there, not as much as that Duthac, which isn't necessarily bad. This is interesting. So I'm not getting a lot. Let me get a little bit of water on the palate just to get my senses cleared out a little bit. It helps sometimes with just the nose even. Rehydrate. It's really subtle. There's some really light flower. Pineapple, maybe some pear. It's a lighter dram than I expected. I thought that the notes in this would be a darker, like darker fruit, but this is more of a white grape. No cherries or strawberries that to speak of. No raspberries or anything like that. Some when I say sawdust, I don't mean anything bad. It's got like some light dusting of sawdust. Probably coming from I think this one is a let's take a quick look. Yeah, the Refill American Oak. It is a good balance. I mean, there's Ex Oloroso Sherry also in this, I believe. Unless it's one or the other. I believe it's both, though. It's matured in Refill American Oak barrels for 18 years and then placed in Oloroso Sherry casks for a time. Just a time. And that's the catch, I guess, is, how long is it in the sherry cask? It's already in the mature Refill American Oak for 18 years, and they just kind of throw it in. They probably just set it in there for like a filter. The Oloroso sherry cask, I think that might be why we're not getting what we want out of it. This is just a guess. Like he says, he had a Tomatin 14 port last week in a bar. Not bad, especially for the price, but did not impress me to death either. Yeah. I think, Hoagie, you're so advanced that it'd be tough unless it was older than 18 years to really impress you much. But I don't know. Hoagie, let me know some of the really younger whiskeys that have impressed you the most. Just pick three if you can of the three most impressive younger than, we'll say, 16-year that you would buy again tomorrow if you were at the store and that's all you could pick from. Yeah, a little muted, but let's dab a little water, just a little bit. Just a couple of drops. Not stuffy at all. It's just I think the water brought out more of the floral notes of lavender. Huh. Wow. The palate is much better than the nose for me. Wow. Huh. Surprised this one didn't get you, Lee, is on the palate. I mean, I can understand why the nose would be kind of not doing much for you, but that palate, man, is interesting. I'm amazed on these whiskeys that you get sometimes where you'll go for the nose, and you're just not, it's okay, but you're just not getting a lot, and then you go for the palate, and it's like smack right in the face, all this flavor. Wow. Dare I say, this does remind me of the bourbon without the corn, which I appreciate. It's like a damn good bourbon whiskey without corn, which I know makes absolutely no sense, but it's the really good balance of the sweet vanilla, some really thick chocolate caramel in there. Like I'm not sure if you ever had those. I think they're called resins. The black roll-up candies that you have really thick caramely toffee and really dark chocolate on the outside. That's what it reminds me of. I like that. Hoagie says, usually I pick up cast strength and pinot bottlings, but reg, I guess it means regular to OB as that old bottle. I really like the Lagavulin 8, the Benromic 10. Now, the Benromic I've heard is something I should try, and I have not had anything from Benromic, so I'm going to have to put that on the bucket list. Inchmurrin, wow, that one I have not heard of. I've heard of Inchgour, but Inchmurrin, 12 Island Collection. Okay. Aaron 10. I haven't tried an Aaron yet either. I'll have to do that. The Nevis 10, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Aaron, Inchmurrin, and Benromic, I'll have to appreciate the heads up on those. Lee, have we ever, is Inchmurrin on our list to try? I know Inchgour is. No one's dove on the Inchgour, and I think Inchgour is actually a grain whiskey, if I'm not mistaken. The Inchmurrin, I'm not familiar with. I think I've heard of that. That might be. Is that a dead distillery? Is that like a one that's been closed? Maybe that's why I'm kind of missing on that one. He also says the Talisker 10, the Arbid 10. Yeah, I could see definitely those. Farkles 12. Okay, man. I see where you're going. So it doesn't take an old whiskey to be something to really get you going, it sounds like. That's good. Yeah, the Talisker was one that it's funny because I like the 10 a lot. And when I went to the 18, I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I guess it just wasn't as enthused as I thought I would be when I tasted it. And I think the reasoning was when I did it, it was at a bar, which is also, you know, kind of a distracted experience. And I don't think my palate was adjusted enough, mature enough to get all the floral properties out of it. And I'm itching to get a chance at that bottle again. It was at a bar though, but if they still have it, maybe I'll try again. But it might be worth a. Let me know if you think the Telex 18 is actually worth diving into. Is it worth the price? I think it's I'm guessing 140, 150. I'm probably way off. It's probably higher than that. It's the 18-year-old, but it's probably more than 175. But I'm curious to see if you think it's worth the dive. Everyone's saying he really likes the Glenmorangie 15. Yeah, special order. Yeah, I remember that bottle of something, either 15 or 17, being at that special place. I'll let you know tomorrow when I get a chance to go after we meet if they have it. Inchburn is a brand made at La Clement. Oh, okay. So it's not on our list. Gotcha. And is that a grain whiskey? I think La Clement is a grain, but I'm not sure if Inchburn is as well. I would assume it is. Hoogie says that Telex totally second you in the Telex 18 is smoother, but the batch wasn't particularly better than the good batch 10 either. Kind of less off reputation for days past. Yeah, I hear you there. It was good. I think it had more pepper. It had a little edgier of the, you know, had a little lavender, some floral notes going in there, probably lilac, things like that. But was it better than the 10, which is, you know, a 10-year-old that you can barely touch? Springbank 10 is another great one that's out of the gate great. And I think that's why they charge $70 here for it, which is kind of makes me cringe because it's so high, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm really enjoying this, Lee. I mean, I can see where you're saying for an 18-year-old, you might expect more from it. I will say that it's not a complex whiskey, but is it good? I like the butter finish. There's a really good buttery, salted pretzel finish with this. This Tomatin 18 is it's good. I'm gonna, man. I mean, what did you say? I think you said a 3 point. Let's go back real fast. I think you said a 3.75 or something like that. Maybe 3.5 to 7.5. 3.5. Okay. Well, I might edge it up just a little bit at least to a 3.75. That's just me though. I think the only thing I don't like about it as much is the sawdust nose. At first, it was kind of like, I can deal. The more I approach it, though, it's such a subtle nose with that sawdust. But the palate, man, is just damn good. And that finish is not bad either. I'm just looking at the comments here. I think I'm a bit better on the Tomatin 18 because I bought it on the shelf here in V8 and it was $115. So I think it's 85 to 90. Wow, man. Wow. Is that 85 to 90 after shipping costs and tax? Is it like, you know, I know you're saying that you got it for 115 and you online, like I hate it when I go to Master Malt and I look at prices because they're so low because they're not counting the shipping and some of the tax you get for it. I know cast strength liquor is so much higher to ship over here versus because they tax it based on the ABV a lot of the time. So 40-60 wouldn't think that'd be that much, but is that 115 actually relative to the 85 to 90? That's my question. 115 is iffy. I think it's worth $100 though. I think it's worth the $90 to $100. I would not be miffed if I had to pay that for this again. I better put the cap on. There's a about a disaster. Thank God I only had a drop in there. Put the cap on before I let it air out too much. No, but when I shop online, I buy 3 to 4 bottles at a time, which means usually $5 to $6 a bottle. Yeah, I gotta start doing that more often. I have a bad habit of buying a bottle here and there. I should probably just like wait, save up, and just get 3 or 4 at one time from one store if possible. That would save a hell of a lot of money on shipping. I am doing that on our next round when I get the Glenmorangie, the Glentoret, and the Strathmill. I think there's the 3 that I have my eye on. 2 I can actually get, from one place. 1 I might have to get from a one-off. And as far as the extra, I have my eye on something. I gotta see if it's still there though, and that's the Glenmorangie 13 Marsala cask. I had a sample of it, and then someone sent me a sample of it, and I fell in love with it still, and I could drink that sucker all day. Lee, have you already had the Glenmorangie 13 Marsala cask? I'm just curious. That's the extra I was going to throw in the next round, maybe. Well, that was definitely outstanding. I'm definitely gonna. Thankfully, I poured a small one out of that. I'm definitely gonna enjoy that. Hopefully, at least a couple more times. Well, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. It's been definitely fun as always, and maybe next time. I'm not sure exactly what we'll open, but I gotta pour these guys some of these back here, and maybe we'll look at one of those, like the Ben Nevis 10 or something else. Everyone, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll give you a call. I probably won't wake up till like around 9 or 9:30 or so, as I'm off tomorrow. But I'll just ask you when you can meet up and get to your OP17, and then you'll head out to my favorite store and see if we can pick up a little something something, and all is good. Thanks, guys, for stopping by, and appreciate you stopping by, Tom and Santa, Lee, Swami, Drew, all the guys. Really appreciate your time, and see you again soon. Cheers.